Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Thursday, June 24th, 2021. I am Fredicia Liebert.
The police are prepared to do our part to reduce the number of new infections by enforcing the law with respect to the wearing of masks, hosting or attending social activities without permission, and for breaching the night curfew and the shelter-in-place order.
Superintendent Cromwell Henry gave that assurance as he gave an update on behalf of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force at the June 23rd NEOC COVID-19 press briefing.
We continue to see too many persons outside of their homes without the requisite authorization. This is one of the fuel for the number of new cases that we are seeing daily. Since my last presentation on Monday, the police have arrested 2 persons for breaches of the regulations. 1 for breaching the night curfew and 1 for hosting a private party without permission. 12 persons were issued with tickets for attending a private party and 5 for failing to wear masks in public.
The provisions are intended to protect the Federation's residents, and the police superintendent called for the cooperation of the public.
Persons who operate bars and restaurants, we are required to cease the sale of liquor. Again, this is intended to restrict the gatherings at these establishments for socialization. As I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, the virus spread mainly between people who are in close contact with each other. Hence, the regulation prohibits this type of contact, and we ask for your full cooperation for our own safety.
Chair of the National COVID-19 Task Force, Abdias Samuel, is making yet another appeal to residents of St. Kitts and Nevis to do their part to get the Federation out of the current health crisis. He was making his presentation at the June 23rd NEOC COVID-19 press briefing.
We need to get out the crisis, and we need everybody involved. And we have been truthful and open with you, with daily briefings, weekly briefings about what we are doing. Nothing has been hidden from the general public. When we get out the crisis, when we bring back St. Kitts to that stage whereby we have no cases basically, or things are under control that we can work with whatever numbers or threshold that we have, then we can look at the restriction easing up of some of the restrictions. And we are poised to bring this particular crisis under control with your assistance.
He called on all to be responsible citizens.
Superintendent Henry spoke about the persons who are breaking the curfews. I also heard that there was a party and a catamaran. And I'm asking Superintendent Henry to investigate this situation. Because if this is so, we will be pursuing prosecution against these individuals. I want to commend those persons who call me 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning and provide us with the information of these persons who are having these private parties. And the police will continue to do their work. Those are responsible citizens. This is not about the task force alone. This is not about the HEOC or the medical professionals. This is everybody.
Chair of the National COVID-19 Task Force, Abdias Samuel. A number of persons are expressing concern about the continuous rise in COVID-19 cases in St. Kitts and Nevis. At the June 23rd NEOC COVID-19 press briefing, Chief Medical Officer, CMO, Dr. Hazel Laws, explained the reasons for the increase in cases based on contact tracing data gathered by the Ministry of Health.
The issue or the problem is at an individual level. The contacts are still engaged with individuals who may be positive, and they are picking up the infection. So that tells us that individuals are still not in complete adherence to where these non-pharmaceutical measures. So individuals are still assuming that their friends, contacts, loved ones are virus-free, and so they may drop their guard, not wear their face mask, not sanitize after interaction with such individuals, and they may not be maintaining that safe distance. And so that's why most or majority of the recently announced cases, they are contacts of cases who have now become positive with COVID-19. When we look at the data on the cases that we've added over this 4-week period, majority of the cases fall within the age range 20 to 49 years.
Dr. Laws used the opportunity to highlight a number of COVID-19 protective behaviors, including always wearing a face mask.
And when you're going into the grocery store, there is a lady or there's a gentleman ready to sanitize your hands. But please remember, you need to sanitize your hands after you put away the trolley, after you would have, unpacked the groceries in your vehicle. And then when you get home, you need to sanitize your actual grocery items. You put them away and then wash your hands again. Very, very important, hand washing, especially at this point in time. Maintaining that safe distance, especially when visiting the older adults with underlying comorbidities. So you take groceries, you take food, you make sure you sanitize same before you hand over, and then you maintain your distance, and then you leave.
An additional 19 cases of COVID-19 were confirmed on June 23rd.
Our COVID-19 tally stands at 396 for the Federation, 15 cases reported in Nevis, and 381 cases St. Kitts. We have a total number of 92 persons recovering between last year to present, and as I said before, 301 active cases, 7 hospitalizations, and 3 COVID-19 related deaths so far. I want to utilize this opportunity or this forum to reach out to the family, the loved ones of those who have passed. We want to extend our deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of the deceased persons at this time.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws. The following is a notice from the Nevis COVID-19 Task Force for businesses in Nevis. The Nevis COVID-19 Task Force invites all businesses on Nevis to a virtual meeting at 4 p.m. on Thursday, July 1st, 2021 to discuss COVID-19 prevention and control measures that can be adopted or strengthened to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in the workplace. Kindly make a special effort to attend this very important virtual meeting and take part in the discussion as we all do our part to keep Nevis safe. Contact the Nevis Disaster Management Department at 469-1423 to confirm your attendance. The Ministry of Human Resources in the Nevis Island Administration is delighted to inform that the Government of Singapore, under the Singapore Cooperation Program Training Awards, is offering an international online course. This course aims to enable participants to understand the critical success factors for Singapore's successful transformation of its education system, apply and contextualize Singapore's best practices in education change to participants' countries' education situation, and identify emerging educational trends and issues facing countries in today's pandemic environment. The course will be delivered through synchronous e-learning, live e-learning sessions on Zoom for 5 days from September 13th to 17th, 2021. Applications should be made to senior level officials involved in education policy making, able to attend all the synchronous e-learning sessions. They will require an internet-enabled device with a functioning webcam, microphone, and audio. must be nominated by their respective government and proficient in written and spoken English. All interested persons are to complete applications online at the link on your screen. A copy of the completed application must be sent to the Ministry of Human Resources by July 14th, 2021 for onward processing. Applicants can access instructions and frequently asked questions at the link on your screen. Please contact Mrs. Shelley Liburd, Ms. Ronice Williams, or Mrs. Shanola Murray-Gill at the Ministry of Human Resources. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.